Hey, it's Judith again, and I'm here to tell you how to do some tweaking so that when your characters start to move, they actually come very close to one another, maybe even touch. And when they touch, they start a conversation. So, in previous movies, I showed you how to set them up so they went to the right part of the screen at the beginning. I click on the green flag, and they go to their setup positions and move 50 steps towards one another. Okay, so let's tweak it so that when they get towards each other, they actually touch just a little bit. I think I'm going to move the tan dog more. So instead of 50 steps, I think I'll try 120. Let's see how that goes. Then I'll test it, stop it, start it, and see if they touch. Well, I think that's a little bit too much. I think I'm going to go back about 15 or 20. Let's go back 20 and just make it 100 and see if that works. Trial and error is what programming is all about. All right, I think that works. I think they're touching, but not too much. So I'll stop it. And now I want to tell Scratch that I want something to happen once they touch. This is the really fun part. So when the green flag is clicked, I'm going to check to see if they're touching. It'll check the whole time, so I can do both with two different green flags, because this isn't going to actually take effect until they touch. So I'll say when green flag clicked, forever, and then put an if in there. So what am I checking for? I'm checking, and this you get in sensing, to see if the tan dog is touching the brown dog. What will I do if that happens? Well, I'm going to begin a conversation between the two dogs. One dog can talk right from its own scripts, but the other dog won't start talking until he knows that this has happened, he or she. So for that, I need to send a message to the dog. So I'm going to send that message with this very special command called broadcast. When you do a broadcast, you give the broadcast a name. So I'm going to make a new message, and I'm going to call it Start to Talk. Okay? And then I'm going to have the tan dog say something. All right, we'll do something simple because this is just to get you started. It's going to talk by writing. It's going to say, it's pretty simple. Hello, brown dog. Hello, brown dog. Then it's going to wait while the brown dog takes up its part of the conversation. So it'll wait 2 seconds. And then it's going to say, let's see, let's have it say, how long have you lived in the alley? Question. All right. But what about the other dog? Remember the broadcast? The broadcast sends a message to all the sprites and the backdrops. And if it has the command, if the other sprite has the command when I receive, then it can do something when it gets that message. Make sure that this message matches the other one. So you wouldn't use new message or another message. You need to do start to talk to match the message name, the broadcast name from the other tan dog. When this dog receives start to talk, it's going to wait for 2 seconds. Why? Because the other dog's talking and they're not going to interrupt. And then it's going to say, in the looks commands, say, yes, guess what? It's going to say, hello, tan dog. You can write something more exciting in yours. And then it's going to wait for its response, another 2 seconds. And if you remember, it said, how long have you been living in an alley? So it's going to respond, and it can say, let's think of what to say that's not too sad. So long, I can't remember. Maybe this dog's owner went away. I'm not sure, but I'll say so long I can't remember. So now it's time to test what we did with the scripts of these dogs. Remember, we checked to see if they're touching, and if they're touching, we broadcast start to talk, and this dog starts a conversation, and the other dog starts its conversation once it receives that broadcast. Shall we check and see if it works? If it doesn't work, we'll just keep on trying. Hello, brown dog. Hello, tan dog. Hello, tan. How long have you lived in the alley? This conversation keeps on going on and on while they're touching. So I think what we should do is once they touch, we can move them back a little bit. All right, so we could put a weight in here, and then we can move it back slightly so it stops touching, and then maybe the conversation won't go on and on. All right, so let's see how this is working. We're going to stop it and start it again. I don't know why they're talking. And it stops. But for some reason, they start to talk too soon. They start to talk when they're not touching. Oh no, they only start to talk when they're touching. It seems to be working now. And it stops, and that is the conversation. So that code is working pretty well. They only start talking when they're touching, and when they move back, they're no longer touching, so the conversation ends. That's a lesson in how you can use an if statement, if touching, a broadcast, and the wait command to make sure that these characters don't interrupt one another. Thank you for watching.